Hi, everyone. My name is Marissa Stone, owner of the Systems Lounge and host of the brand spanking new Women's Biz Systems podcast. And I want to welcome you today to the 2019 Premier International Women's Business Systems Virtual Summit Speaker Spotlight Series, where you get to meet and greet many of our coveted speakers. Not only do you get to learn a little bit more about them here, but inside the summit, you get to learn from the best while supporting women coming out of domestic violence. Get ready to skyrocket your income, multiply your productivity, and magnify your impact. And inside this week's Speaker Spotlight series, we are in track 3. And today I'm super stoked to be talking with Tatiana Belim, and she talks with us in the summit about her system of funnel boards. And today we're going to dive a little bit into a conversation around something that is near and dear to her heart, which is documenting your processes and how they can save the face of not only you, but also your employees. Tatiana, I'm so excited to have you here. Welcome.
Thank you, Marissa. Thank you so much. I'm super stoked to be here. And it's like, hello, everybody.
Yes, for sure. So you talked a little bit about this idea of documenting your processes. And one of the reasons that you designed funnel boards was based on this idea of documentation. And I know nobody wants to document their stuff. They throw up the hand, they run the other way, they find 10,000 other things to do other than documentation. So talk with us a little bit about why this is so overwhelming.
Okay, so when I first started here in America, I kind of like dove into the Y2K bubble. And when that went away, there was this thing called real estate bubble.
Yeah.
So I got into the real estate, we got into the investment, and that was going really well. And as a new agent, I started at the very solid firm here in the Philadelphia area. And they had their processes nailed down. They had the mentors. They kind of like walked you like through the whole thing, and everything was running like smoothly, perfect. You couldn't wish for the better company to work for, but their cut was 50%.
Oh yeah, we've already done all the legwork, so they for sure can charge that.
Yes, and it's as I found out later, it was a fair price to pay, because as we know, we don't learn on anybody else's experiences. We learn only on our own experiences. So I just, after a few transactions that went wonderfully well, I decided to try to go work with another firm that offered way more generous cut, and their processes were practically non-existent. And from my personal experiences, knowing how the things are supposed to go, I show up at the settlement, totally expecting for the seller's deposit to be wired into the title company. And as I was, after I found out later, I was supposed to bring the check.
Right.
I show up at the settlement without the check.
Oh my gosh. Talk about egg on your face, right? I mean, and that's one of those moments where there's nothing you can do. You totally drop the ball, and and now you're having to backpedal and fix the problem. And I think that every single one of us have experienced something like that. We just, and the solution obviously is having your processes nailed down.
Yeah, and that's not only so. When you're hiring someone, it could be that person that worked before for some company that had one process, and you have a different process. So you need to let them know how exactly you run your own company. So it doesn't mean that somebody has better processes, somebody has different process. It just everything is like everybody runs their business differently.
Yeah.
And it's also not like helping your employees perform better, and but also like with the clients, setting the expectations, telling them exactly how the thing's gonna work.
Right.
Is also another option where you need to have processes in place. This way, like they know what to expect, they know how the thing's gonna work and what results they're gonna achieve.
Yeah.
And that's part of the successful project is to setting the right expectations.
Yeah.
And having the processes in place is definitely something that will help you to achieve that.
Yeah, and you'll see the results of that relatively quickly. Yes, it takes time to sit down and write it out or create the screen or whatever it is of what it is you're doing, but you'll see the results of that relatively quickly. When I was working, before I got into my graduate degree program, I was working for a title examination company, and I came in and everything was kind of everywhere, and it was really hard to find the titles, and it was really hard to ping on something at whatever stage it was to be able to tell the client, here's where it's at. And I completely redesigned the system so that we knew start to finish where each file was, who had it, what stage it was at, and what have you, before it was prepared and sent to the client. And we went from being able, it was a small firm, and we went from being able to serve around 300 titles per month to well over 1,000 titles per month within a period of about a month. And it was simply because we tightened up, we put together a system, and everybody could easily follow the system, and you're able to then churn the work out. And so I think that's the other thing, is people feel like this really isn't going to impact us, when in reality it really does.
Yeah, and this is amazing example of the return on investment.
Yeah.
And I always say, it's like, if you're doing something for the second time, and like if it's not something that you have done once, if you're doing it the second time, just document it, record the video. It doesn't have to be perfect.
No.
It can be like a little bit long if you're like still like moving things around, but it's fine. Just record the video, and you have it in place, and just store it into the Trello, Asana, Evernote, whatever you're using. Just document the process and get it ready. It's it takes a little bit time. It takes about 5 times longer to teach somebody to do something, but then it's to do it yourself. But it's definitely something that is worth their investment.
Yeah, I totally agree. I agree 100%. And speaking of something worth our investment, I want to invite you now to come into the hot seat so that the audience can get to know a little bit more about you and about how and why you got where you are today. So, are you ready?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, what's your favorite food?
Oh, I think the pasta is my favorite food.
Yes, talk about comfort food, right? How about your favorite beverage?
Beverage, I guess that would be mineral water, sparkling water.
Okay. How about your favorite season of the year?
I really love late spring and early fall. I'm not big on heat, but I just love that when you can just be outside and not exactly sweat and not exactly be, like need the 10,000 layers.
Right. Right, for sure. Yeah, that time of year is beautiful because it's a nice, comfortable temperature, and the weather is just beautiful. Fall, the leaves are changing. Spring, everything is budding and beautiful and flowers. So I totally agree. Okay, I have to ask you this question. What's your favorite piece of technology?
Oh, that's a hard question, because
we ask the hard questions around here.
I would go for headphones.
Really?
Yes.
And which ones do you use?
This is the ones that I use. There are Bose, and they're they're pretty old. They're about maybe 5-year-old.
Yeah. I have a set of those. Yeah.
And those are the most comfortable earbuds that I ever used, because they're like those squishy, soft silicone thingy. Yeah. And I have small ears and they fit perfectly, because Apple earbuds, they hurt my ears.
Yeah. Most of the earbuds hurt mine. I have the same problem. My ear is too small, and they don't do small, medium, and large. It's like, come on, people.
Yeah, and I think this is this has been with me for a while, and it's like every time I'm like very careful of where I'm putting them, and I get really upset if I lose them for even for a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. I bet so. I love it. Nobody's ever said earbuds, so I love that. Okay, are you a morning or a night person?
I am a night person, but lately I've been I changed my schedule, and now I'm really not a morning and not a night person because it takes me a while to get going in the morning.
Yeah.
So I start my mornings really early. I get my cup of coffee, and then I do things that I enjoy. I either reply to emails, I'll check on the Facebook. I give myself either about an hour or so to sip my coffee, and then I get these things. And sometimes my mornings will totally get away from me.
Yeah.
Then I have to choose today. Either I'm going to work out or I show up with the wet hair. So I always choose health over vanity. So I showed up with wet hair here.
Well, you look beautiful, so don't worry about it. Okay, so gold or silver?
Silver.
Okay, coffee or tea?
That's a tough one. No, I'm not gonna choose. I like them both.
Both of you. I'm taking notes, Marissa.
Because I need my rocket fuel in the morning.
Yeah.
The rest of the day is the tea.
Yep. Okay, that makes sense. How about chocolate or caramel?
Chocolate.
Okay. How about iOS or Android?
Oh, iOS all the way.
Oh yeah, all the way. All right. So what is one of those weird quirks most people don't know about you?
That's a tough one.
Yes, the hard question.
It's probably I don't know if people not know, but I really have a hard time talking about myself.
Yeah.
Even though it's like I can be really chatty, it's like some things, it's like when I try to, like when people ask questions about me, I get really uncomfortable.
Well, you're doing a fantastic job right now, so thank you. How about one of those bucket list items that you have not yet completed?
Okay, I have to do only one?
Only one, but you can do more than one if you'd like.
Well, the one thing is the one thing that I want to do is travel. I want to travel full time. So I'll compile all those things into that thing. So I want to be able to maybe travel full time for a few years. So nice. I have my son, he's a senior in high school.
Okay.
Yesterday was my last back to school day as a mom. So I'm
dance.
Happy dance. So I'm kind of celebrating. It's gonna be end of my active motherhood.
Yeah.
So I wanna then take a little bit of time and travel around.
Oh, I love that idea though. My grandparents did that after their kids were grown. They just traveled, they sold their house and they bought an RV and they just traveled around until they were sick of traveling. And then they settled down again. But it was wonderful. They had so much fun. So I think that's brilliant. Okay. The last question I want to ask you is, what motivates you to show up for your audience the way that you do each and every day?
If you are I'm the biggest procrastinator. I'll procrastinate to the last minute until I get everything done. But I can get things done really, really fast and very efficient. Yeah. And also I build the systems that in place that will kind of put a stop at my procrastination.
Yeah.
And of course, it's if I let myself procrastinate, then it's I'm gonna be late with deadlines and all of those things. So I think it's beating that procrastination is what motivates me the most.
Yeah, I love that too, because I think each and every one of us has a thing that has stopped us from doing the thing that we want to do. And we've designed our company around the solution to that problem. And it sounds very much like you have done the exact same thing. So guys, you do not want to miss Tatiana's session. She is inside track 3. The link is both in the description and in the title of this event. All you have to do is go over there and click on that page, scroll down to the agenda and look at track 3, and you will see Tatiana's session in there. You'll also find a place to grab your ticket and also subscribe to the calendar for the event so that all the sessions show up on your calendar. And when Tatiana's goes live, you will get notified on your calendar that that is happening. So definitely do not miss that and check that out. Tatiana, thank you so much for letting us hang out with you and put you in the hot seat. This was so much fun.
Thank you, Marissa, so much. It was my pleasure. And thank you, everybody, for watching.
Guys, we will see you inside the summit, and also look for us for the next speaker spotlight. Bye, everyone.